Welcome to the Fatherhood News Podcast. Please follow us here and subscribe to us on YouTube for your daily news headlines of all the news from the fatherhood space in Elite Dangerous. Here are today's headlines on the 5th of November 3306. Welcome, and our first war story today is that Antobre's the social DP Camilla Pardalis Values Party officials say they have taken the northern theater of battle in the conflict zones over general energy research. This has seen Antobre Public Incorporated commanders scrambling to fortify slim chromium drilling in the expectation of a counterattack. Our war expert has warned that this will likely stretch the forces of Antobre Public Incorporated and they could lose this war. ASHANDRAS Union of ASHANDRAS coalition bid to take Tanner Penal Colony from Suai Singh Netcom's organization was devastated, with pirates taking advantage of the war to attack their civilian pilots. An increase in unknown signal sources has been detected. The Fatherhood have updated the bounty boards and security forces are patrolling the shipping lanes. Commanders are advised to activate the reports crimes against Mead Beacon to assist in the fight against these pirates. A temporary ceasefire was agreed in the last minute by Bureau of Badaba between Badaba Interstella and Revolutionary Badaba Progressive Party. This comes as break in hostile activities, with a number of Revolutionary Badaba Progressive Party citizens using the ceasefire to flee to the Nationals of Badaba faction. The Bureau of Badaba have said they will continue to try and bring both sides to the table to bring an end to the suffering that this war has brought to this star system. Social Manamaya Democrats in LHS 197 defense of Mini Horizons is holding strong, with forces saying they have controlled over 50% of all conflict zones. LHS 197's Mini Horizons citizens have barricaded themselves in secure bunkers. The civilian leader of Mini Horizons, Ian Harry Faulkner, has said, "We are ready for war. We know how important our facility to this star system, and we will continue to provide protection to the citizens of Mini Horizons no matter the outcome." In a press release by both factions on the end of Day 5 of the peace talks between Labay State Holdings and Green Party of Zasha, both have said they hope to end this Cold War with no bloodshed, and progress has been made in major key areas, but have fallen short of calling an end to all current active conflict zones. This means that independent commanders could still spark an attack that will throw the Manamaya star system into an all-out war. Orion Space Security have negotiated a power-sharing deal in what has been called the deal of a lifetime with Liberty Party of REMINES that has ended that civil war, with Orion Space Security continuing to maintain control of McCandless settlement. However, tensions are mounting with the Fatherhood after Orion Space Security spokesman issued a statement saying that the Fatherhood are a blight on this system and we will oppose them at every instant. This invading force was not invited and all native factions should view them as so. The Fatherhood Central Command remains silent, however their fleet carriers are arriving. Shetty Limited massacre contracts remain unfulfilled on the mission boards, with independent commanders not interested despite the increased bounty. Shetty Limited Executive Board have said they are still optimistic that they will overcome this situation, but it is felt that if they lose this war, the CEO Peter Carter will have no choice but to step down. Support for Nozen State Incorporated has increased, with a key battleground on the north side of Universal Reflection Systems now dominated, and LHS 1681 Confederacy retreating to focus on defending Universal Reflection Systems. The Fatherhood faction in V491 per se have seen a boom in the ship rebuy vertical in Rand City, showing a 400% increase in demand. Counting continues, with more passenger missions and poll data contracts available in ROS 346, with LHS 1483 Values Party edging a razor-thin lead over the social ROS 346 coalition in the election for England Depot. Both factions remain optimistic and have said they will wait till the citizens have spoken. Despite first-class travel being offered by UCHALUROJA Travel Industries, a number of empty orcas and dolphins have been seen returning to Marshall Hub. Experts say this will impact the election for Cooper Enterprise, and analysis showing that UCHALUROJA travel industries need to find another way to gain votes, otherwise this election will be a whitewash. In business news, with waves of support for BD plus 69,238 posse against the monarchy and their protection arm Silvervision Solutions mounting, Silvervision Solutions have today issued a profit warning due to the lack of influence in the system.
The deal between the monarchy and Silvervision Solutions was meant to crush the BD plus 69,238 posse. However, the constant bounty hunting and black market activities that the posse were forced to engage in has received subtle support from the Fatherhood, with no posse ships fined in the last few cycles while entering Reed Plant and Rubrook Enterprise. A spokesman for the posse have said they have to do this after the theft of the fleet carrier's refund by the monarchy.
In Shanghai, all repair works on the landing docks need to be audited, as allegations and information show the tax swindle by Hot Point may have put commanders in danger. Our reporter Scarlett Hunter brings us more on what is now called the Hot Point sellout.
Little is known about Commander Hotpoint. Fatherhood Central Command have only said he is a member of Blue Squad and the situation has now been resolved. However, our undercover reporting has uncovered that Hotpoint was one of many commanders that was involved in a plot to amend repair plans for the docking stations that would reduce shock absorbers rating and could cause larger ships that are fully loaded to be damaged on landing, and diverted the unused parts to the black market. When we presented our findings and undercover footage to Hotpoint's lawyers, they simply dismissed them as idle gossip and said they are focusing on the release of this innocent man.
The Kier Gang sub-gang leader Isser Dave China today said they are within 0.1% of breaking out of the famine, and it would like to thank the Kier Six that supported the gang in this time of needs. The conference continues, with the exclusion of Confederacy of Kier, that have themselves issued a press release saying that this small influence increase is not sustainable, and anarchy has no place in our star system. Suffering of the commanders of LHS 1848 Blue Ring continues. Calls for aristocrats of LHS 1848 to end their systematic financial attack on the Blue Ring has increased, with special interest groups lobbying the Fatherhood to step in and put an end to this situation once and for all. In LHS 28, the share price of LHS 28 commodities has seen a sharp increase despite the outbreak state. Their current influence is 4.3%, that's an increase of 0.6% since the last cycle. LHS 28 commodities have said they are going to continue to attack this virus, and they hope that the outbreak will end in the Fatherhood star system soon. Enki of the Manamaya Rats has again stated that no aid has reached them, and they are still confined to their decks, and has accused the Fatherhood of illegal imprisonment.
We are noble people, native to this star system. We lived our lives in peace and harmony with the other factions, until the Fatherhood came and promised us help and a chance to expand. Look at us now. The Fatherhood see us as nothing more than a pest, dying while their faction is in boom state. And as for the Fatherhood news, the propaganda arm of the Fatherhood, you tell your listeners and viewers to not dream of the stars but fly amongst them. Do you know what my people's dream is now? It is to be free to fly in our own star system. We have not done anything wrong but challenged the Fatherhood and stood up and spoke for what they call minor factions. Citizens of Remines, hear us. Don't let the Fatherhood do what they have done here in Manmaya. If you do, you will suffer the same fate as us.
Finally today, NLTT 14,879 jet boys have said they are hoping to announce a new deal in the coming cycles, and have said that the Fatherhood needs to stop interfering with the politics of other factions. The Fatherhood news sources understands that the deal will be with NLTT 14,879 Silver Power Company, and the jet boys will provide labor for their new power plant in Johnson Base. I have been Hannah Williams for the Fatherhood News Podcast. Remember, our main news program can be found on thefatherhoodwing.space and also on YouTube. And for an up-to-the-cycle update on all these and other stories, please follow us on Twitter @NewsFatherhood. Fly safe, commanders, and as we say here in the Fatherhood News Network, don't dream of the stars, fly amongst them.